helmet, but I'm hoping it's working now. Whoa! Whoa! Alright, so we're on our way to go a bit of a jaunt through Camaraigua land, or sometimes referred to as Gamarugara land. It's all the same, there's various different clans, and these are essentially the native Australians on the north shore of Sydney's harbour, where really when the British first came to Australia back in the late 1700s, that's really where they first well, they didn't land, they landed in Botany Bay first, but then they didn't find that as a conducive harbour, so they went further north and into what we now call Sydney Harbour, and that's where they really met their first native Australians. Now what I'm hoping to do today is try and find some spots. There's some really nice old paintings and etchings from the early colonised years from various different artists, some of them French, because the French are here as well, which really sort of looks at the Sydney Harbour in those days. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like now. I mean, obviously it's a beautiful harbour, but just imagine what it would have been like with none of the buildings. I guess there's a school of thought to say it looks better, but I doubt it, considering we all spent thousands of dollars a year to try and go to somewhere that's remote and untouched, and this place was very much that. So we're going to head out of the Chatswood Artarmon area, and we're heading towards Roseville Bridge. Some very nice houses around here. I mean, thanks to COVID, it's impossible for most people, me included, to be able to buy around here unless you've got about 3 to 5 to plus million, which is incredible when you think about it. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago these places around here, they were 1.5, 2 million, say. It's just gone crazy. Nobody's paid anymore. You weren't going to wait for me, were you? Beautiful day. Considering this is early spring, we've had a very, very hot start to it. It's quite cool today, it's like low 20s or something. There's beautiful sun in the air, but yesterday must have been a 36, 37 degree day. And the day before that was 34. And the day before that was over 30. So I think that augurs well for those of us who like the summer, but it's going to be a hot one considering what's happened in Europe this year and the States. It's coming our way, doing lots of back burning. So Sydney's been quite smoky over the last few weeks. Back burning is, if you're not aware of that, is essentially all the overgrowth that's come up through the winter and last autumn and so on, that is basically tinder for a fire coming up. So they tried to reduce that hazard, and now they're finally beginning to listen to our native Australians about the best way to do it. They've been doing it for thousands of years, you know, potentially 60,000 plus years. School of thought to say it was 70. Who's to say they're wrong? So in the inside lane, take it easy with my learner plates. But this is a road, quite a busy road. Not as busy now as the rush hour's gone, luckily. But this is Boundary Road here, becomes Warringah Road. Takes us straight to the northern beaches. And that's essentially where we're heading now. So we're going to head towards Manly first. Show you Manly Beach, which is where Arthur Phillip coined the phrase manly, because he saw the manly men on the beach. I always thought it was Captain Cook that said that, but I've read recently it was Arthur Phillip. So he was the first governor of Australia. Learning how not to grip the handlebars too tight. So obviously through fear you tend to do that. Thanks Itchy Boots, I'm learning how to do that now too. I'm gripping more the bike with my knees. If anybody hasn't seen Itchy Boots on YouTube, I recommend it. It's brilliant. She travels around the world all on her own, and you really get to see what the world looks like. I'm desperately keen to go to Africa now because she's been spending some time there recently. There we see Roseville Bridge over Roseville. This would have been an area for fishing, certainly for our native Australians. That would be my luck that you can't hear me, because I've had issues trying to get this audio thing to work in my helmet, but I'm hoping it's working now. Whoa! Whoa! There we go, that's what I need to be looking out for, is idiots like that. Check behind me. There's the rule of thumb as I teach my kids when they're, well, eventually they're going to start to drive soon, surely. A couple of them can start to if they want to, but you got to try and treat everybody like they're an idiot. I remember my father told me that. It's probably the safest way of riding or driving anyway. Just treat everybody like an idiot, expect the worst to happen and be prepared. Like this lady there, she doesn't watch, she doesn't look at her mirrors, quite happy to pull in front of me, didn't even know I was there. And this area of Sydney is, we've just gone past Killarney Heights, it was over on our right hand side. This is Forestville. If you take this left up here, that will take you up to the northern part of the northern beaches if you wanted to go that way. It's one way, or you can follow the beach way. Quite pleasant being on the bike. It is, I keep on dropping names of YouTubers, but Joe Achilles, he's another one I tend to watch as well, along with hundreds of others. But Joe started to ride a bike recently. He started talking about his mental health issues and how it helps him to clear his mind. I must admit, it feels free. You know, I've certainly had my own battles with mental health. COVID didn't help, single dad, 4 kids. Now I didn't have them all the time, but certainly half the time. And then since then, it's just gone downhill a bit. Got made redundant earlier in the year. Self-belief disappears. That's what happens, right? Hence we're starting, trying to do my own business. Go back to the basics. Do things that I know I can do well, which is essentially detail cars and drive cars. Be nice if I could get to drive cars around a track a bit more often. Oh, which way do I want to go? Oh, I should have gone that way, shouldn't I? I want to go that way. Let's go around this way. Too busy chatting and not following the way I'm supposed to be going. So I've gone a bit further round now. Well, that's alright. Here's a famous, apparently another road in the world that has a grey lady or a white lady. Apparently jumps out, gets into people's cars and then disappears. Every country has one of those, don't they? So you can see on the left, well, both sides actually, but this area did get hit by the fires a few years ago before COVID. So there's lots of blackened tree trunks, but it all rebounds back. Australia seems to be, well, it's designed to burn and then regenerate. In fact, some of the banks here is one of the, so named after Joseph Banks when he came here in Australia. They're actually designed that when they burn, that's only when they let their seeds out. So we burn all the time here, but the problem is now it's far more built up, obviously. So people's livelihoods, houses are at risk, but equally our native flora and fauna. I mean, the amount of animals that were killed in the fires before COVID, and just like what happened in Hawaii and in Greece. You know, Greece, I mean, a whole forest disappeared. Just hope it's not coming our way, but you think it might be. This is Seaforth. Some very nice houses around the back of here facing the water, as you can imagine. Some of them have got like their own. I just think, where should we go here? I think I might go down Burnt Creek Ridge Deviation because I can, and it's green and they're all going that way, so I can go this way. So what we're going to do is cut back in to the northern part of Manly Beach. It's called North Steyne. It's lovely and warm. I'm definitely a fair weather rider, I can tell you that. I don't like cold weather. This is lovely. Doing speed limit, can't go any faster. It's quite nice. It's very pleasant. Someone's been mowing, I can smell that. Smell of coffee. There's a coffee roaster here. Shame we don't get aroma vision. Might put this down a bit. Maybe not. We're going to be into the we're going to go on the beach in a bit. Down. There we go, that might be better for you. I'm playing spotter with my son, my youngest son. That was a yellow car. Technically I've seen it and I can prove it. It's on the video. That's not how the game works. Oh, that place has changed as well. That used to be a second-hand white goods. Oh. Very good, is it? Where do I want to go? I think I wanted to go there. I'm not following my route very well. Well, this is the northern part of Manly Beach, so I'm eventually here. Should start watching my map. And here we are. This is the famous Manly Beach. We're at the North Stein end. And the sea's looking nice. I find it quite difficult to drive really slowly, like when these cars just like toodle along at 3 kilometers an hour. It's very difficult for me anyway. Hopefully I can get better at that. There you can see the famous surfers. It's windy. I find it's difficult. Sea looks good. Hopefully you can see it. So this is the beach where, according to Governor Phillip, or according to historical records I've been reading recently, Governor Sir Arthur Phillip coined the phrase Manly because of the Manly people on the beach, which would have been Cammeraygal people. And I'll talk a little bit about that when we get around the corner to Manly Cove, because there's quite a dramatic happening there, which I'll discuss with you. So this is a spot where the dramatic happening occurred, here at Manly Cove. Every possible means to show kindness and amity is depicted in this watercolour by William Bradley in 1789, the taking of Colaby and Bennelong, as you can see, with a raised gun. Nice. Bennelong actually travelled to Britain in 1792 and he stayed there for 3 years, becoming somewhat of a local celebrity, I hear. When he returned, though, he was a bit of a broken man by the time he died 18 years later in 1813. But I can cover that in a later video.